I'm trying very, very hard to be positive. You have to be, right? For my wife, because when I see her, I have to uplift her. I have to uplift her spirits. And I'm telling her everything's going to be okay, honey. You're a fighter. You're like Rocky Balboa. You're like Trump. You keep fighting. Fight! And I tell my kids the same thing. I'm like, Mom is a warrior. And she is. But she's got a long, long, challenging journey ahead of her with this cancer and even the aspiration pneumonia. It's a long... See, what's happening is there's a direct connection. People don't understand this. A lot of people, I speak to them, because some people will say, like a simple thing, if she recovers from the pneumonia, which right now it seems like she's kind of doing, because I'll give you an example. 5 days ago, nothing. She was in a coma-like state. She wasn't moving. She wasn't nodding her head, just completely, God bless. It was so hard to see her like that. Just completely just out of commission, completely out of commission. No, nothing, no movement at all. And it was so scary. But 5 days later, on this strong, really strong antibiotic they got her off for the aspiration pneumonia, she is now nodding her head again. This all happened yesterday. She started nodding her head in a coherent way. You're like, like we would ask her questions. Say, Jennifer, is this your son? John, let's just say. His real name is Michael. Is this John? She'll say, is this Larry? Is this Michael? So it's like she seems to understand things, and seems like she might even be cognitively somewhat okay, which is, thank God. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Knock on wood. But the thing is this. So you have to ask yourself this question, and this is where it's not that I'm being negative. Maybe I'm being realistic. I hate being realistic. So I want to live in like Fantasy Island, like Tattoo. The plane. I want to live in like Fantasy Island. I don't want to be realistic. But unfortunately, reality hits you like a ton of bricks, So the question is, what's going on? The origin, really, I believe, of this aspiration pneumonia is coming from the cancer in the brain. Because the cancer in the brain is causing her to have extreme difficulties chewing and swallowing. See, well, people like us that don't have cancer, we even have situations. You ever hear the expression where you say, went down the wrong pipe? I think it went down the wrong pipe, the food or a liquid, or we cough it up. We cough it up, okay? It's hard for Jennifer to give a strong cough. It's hard for her to do that, okay, because of her condition. So she can't fight it off. If something goes down the wrong pipe, typically she can't get it back up. It goes down the airway. It causes the aspiration pneumonia. See, what happened was, I'm seeing history repeat itself, and it scares me in a way. She was okay, I don't know, like a week ago. Okay, she was the same situation. Okay, they had to do that operation for the EVD. This is the drain. She also has hydrocephalus, which is the liquid in the brain that's caused by the tumors are getting stuck. So they need to like redirect and divert the liquid. So they put in this temporary port. It's called an EVD. It's a pretty serious surgical procedure. They had to put her in the ventilator at that time because her oxygen was getting low. They completed the surgery. It was a success. It started redirecting and draining the fluids from the brain. Now here's the situation. She started to respond in a positive way. When she was on the ventilator, once again, following commands of the ICU, give us a thumbs up, whatever the case may be, right? She was listening, and she was doing well. And her breathing improved. They took her off the ventilator. She then threw up. I guess because they had to take the tubes out of her mouth. They had to take the airway. It's like, one is for your breathing, one is the food tube to eat. They took the both of them out, and she threw up, the poor girl. This is what the problem is. When she threw up, some of that, the vomit, she aspirated on it, meaning it went down the wrong pipe. Now, let me tell you why this is a major problem. It's a major problem because I hope it doesn't happen again, because everything that was happening to her before is happening again to her now, meaning positive things, meaning that she's responding, she's nodding her head, she's following the commands of the nurses in the ICU. Her breathing, she's not really, in this time around, not breathing as well as she did a week ago. So the ventilator is giving her a lot of support, and she definitely needs more help with that. But in one aspect, I'm not really in a rush. Like before, I'll tell you, I was in a big rush to get her off the ventilator. I was in a big rush. I was like, let's get her off the ventilator. Let's do it because I want to see my wife, breathing on her own. I want to see her healthy. I want to try to get a treatment because they're not even treating the cancer. That's a whole other story because they want to see her health improve before they give any treatment. It's crazy. And she has such a serious cancer that they really need to be treating it now, but no doctor wants to budge. They don't want to budge. Like, I'm not treating it until she's off the ventilator, until she's healthy. So you have this urgency, right, of getting her off the ventilator, but you also have patience, Axl Rose style, all you need is just a little patience. Music calms me down, forgive me. You need to have the patience to leave her on the ventilator because she has to recover from the aspiration pneumonia. She has to let these antibiotics work because if you take her off too soon, she might throw up again and then she might aspirate again and then it goes right back to the drawing board. You go right back to the starting point. You don't want to go back to the starting point. So that's the big challenge. So let's assume she recovers from the pneumonia. God bless. Okay, I hope so. Knock on wood. She doesn't throw up. They successfully get her off the ventilator. She doesn't aspirate. She doesn't throw up. That's step one. Step two, this is a long journey. She's going to have that surgery now to make the EVD. This is a temporary port. It has to become permanent now. It has to become a shunt. Now, that is something you live with for the rest of your life. It's a permanent fixture that's going to redirect and drain the liquids that are getting stuck, in the brain due to the tumors, due to the extensive cancer. So now she has to get that operation. Hopefully now she'll be okay. She can recover from that because this girl she's really, really struggling, just with her strength, and it's scary. A big operation like that, even on a healthy, normal person, could be a lot, on a person with extreme fatigue and so tired and weak. She hasn't walked in a month. She's been like in bed for a month because of this friggin' aspiration pneumonia and possibly the cancer. I mean, I think definitely the cancer, say possibly. All of this is working, fighting this poor girl. She's fighting back as hard as she can, Rocky Balboa style, man. But still, it's what a fight. So now you have to figure she'd have to recover from the shunt. Then, okay, moving forward, they actually would discharge her at that point, if you can believe it. Because, see, they don't care. At the end of the day, the hospitals are not there to cure the cancer. They're there to get her in a stable condition. To them, that would be considered stable. Once she has that shunted, she's stable. Even if ultimately she still can't walk, they get a discharge her, of which then you could send her to like a rehab, my wife, to recover. But the problem is she's also fighting the cancer. That's the big problem. And this cancer is no joke. Meningeal disease. This lepto disease is no joke, man. This is like something that is so rare. Only 1%, let me repeat that, 1% of people with cancer get this. It's very serious. If left untreated, you could pass away in a couple of months. So it's like, I want to be positive. I love my wife, but what a journey. So if she gets off the ventilator, let's start from the beginning. She doesn't throw up. All of this is a very big challenge because the last time she did throw up. She doesn't aspirate. She recovers from the pneumonia. She gets the shunt in, the surgical procedure to have the permanent fixture in her